At about 3:30 this afternoon, Prescott Police was called to the area of 149 South Virginia in regards to a reported burglary in progress. When police arrived, we met up with the victims that live in this fourplex apartment complex. The victims told police that they were away from their residence, and when they returned home, they noticed that their glass Arcadia door was broken. They went inside, not knowing that it was in progress, and a white male subject, who they recognized as being a neighbor of theirs in that same fourplex, ran outside of the apartment and into his apartment and locked the door. Prescott Police attempted to contact the suspect in this case, saw him inside of his apartment, where he then shut the blinds to the apartment. Police had the apartment surrounded at that time, and we negotiated with him up until this time, which is now almost 11 o'clock. We eventually ended up getting both occupants out of the house. Inside the residence was not only the suspect, but a relative of his who we are still trying to identify, whether it was a wife or another relative. In order to get him out, we did some lengthy negotiations with both individuals, using PA systems, through a throw phone that we throw inside of the apartment, which they would not answer. At that time, police SWAT team was called out during this entire incident, deployed gas. After the deployment of gas, the female individual came out of the apartment. The male subject stayed inside. We eventually went inside with the dog and eventually got the male suspect into custody. This incident turned out to be very successful. At this time, we're transporting both individuals to the police station for further interviews. We will decide on exactly what the charges are at a later time.
Did there seem to be any kind of alcohol or drugs involved in the situation?
At this time, I don't know the answer to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know the exact number of individuals that were on scene. However, we did have about 6 of our citizens on patrol members, which really are in charge of an outer perimeter, blocking off the roadway into the scene to make sure we have a secured scene. We do have our patrol officers that take a more closer perimeter to keep the immediate area safe and people out of that immediate area. We had about 12 or 13 of our SWAT team members that participated in actually getting the occupants out of the apartment, as well as our negotiators.
Were there any injuries or problems as far as that goes?
I do not know at this time. I'm not aware if the female individual had any injuries. I don't believe so, and I'm not sure about the male subject, which I also don't believe sustained any injuries.
And the police officers were all fine?
That's correct.
Okay, were there any, it sounded like there were shots. Was that the tear gas?
That is correct, yeah. When we deploy gas, we do, use ammunition to deploy with.
Okay, so as far as you know, nobody was shot or anything along those lines?
That's correct. There were no actual shots fired.
Okay.
Other than the deployment of gas.
Okay.